Broadcasting on the beach with Halftime Howie, and we truly lost a true American icon, Muhammad Ali, this week. And you know what? This year has been a year of great loss of legends. I mean, we began the year losing Natalie Cole, and then recently we lost David Bowie and Prince, and we lost the great musician from the Eagles, Glenn Frey, and now Muhammad Ali. Growing up as a kid, got so much enjoyment on Muhammad Ali, the greatest showman of all time. But not only that, a great boxer, the first heavyweight ever to win 3 championships. But Muhammad Ali went way beyond the scope of being a great boxer. He was a great humanitarian. He stood up against the war, which he was later vindicated by the Supreme Court. And in his life, he touched so many people with his humanitarian efforts. And in the final year of his life, there was a journalist who was jailed in Iran, and because of a letter Muhammad Ali wrote, the journalist was freed. And that was his life. And in 1996, when he lit the torch of the American Olympics, they couldn't have picked a better person. He was a man that was probably the most famous person in the world, who was beloved in more countries than any other person on this earth. And his impact, his humanitarian efforts, and his creativity and uniqueness of an athlete will live on and on and on. And growing up as a kid, one thing I really loved, and it was so special, was the banter and back and forth with Howard Cosell. Those interviews were so priceless. And you know what? Those are two guys that loved each other. They had a great respect for each other, and it was magical watching Muhammad Ali and Howard Cosell. And on a personal note, right here in Long Beachers really should be grateful to Muhammad Ali, because one of Muhammad Ali's closest friends in his lifetime was the comedian Billy Crystal. And Billy Crystal was the one on Muhammad Ali's 50th birthday, did that special 15 rounds where he kind of went from the beginning to the end of Muhammad Ali's career. But after Hurricane Sandy, when Billy Crystal, a Long Beach native, wanted to give a huge donation to his beloved Long Beach community, one of the people that stepped up and helped him and raised a lot of that money was Muhammad Ali. So people here in Long Beach should be grateful to Muhammad Ali, but people all over the world should be so grateful for the impact and great humanitarian efforts, and for the life and legendary status Muhammad Ali gave us through his amazing 74 years. And now Rocco Pasafume, who has Asperger's syndrome, is going to talk about the impact Muhammad Ali had dealing with Parkinson's for so many years. Rocco.
It's incredible irony that dealing with the fact that he had Parkinson's disease, because you look at what happened to him before he had it. He was probably one of the most outspoken athletes of his era, really, and the fact that he was forever pretty much silenced by such a debilitating disorder, it just really shows how much of a journey Muhammad Ali led through his life. You look at what he went through. Even though he had this disorder, and it was very, very debilitating and very, very embarrassing for somebody who had been previously so public, it really showed just how much he really grew as a person, and how much people's admiration of him really grew from having gone through this, because he still signed autographs, even though, the physical limitations of it was very, very hard on him, I'm sure. He said his wife had wanted him to sign using a stamp, and he's like, absolutely not, I will not do that. I can't let down the people that are my fans. And he really cared about his fans, and he was somebody who felt that his authenticity meant everything, and he was a man of great pride, and he really was able to still be Muhammad Ali even with this thing. He wasn't able to communicate as well as he used to, but he would come to events. He was very, very active. He was very charitable. You would see him still doing his, putting up his dukes and stuff like that. His moves, and he even with Parkinson's robbing him of his communicative faculties, he still proved that to the world that he was a champ. And as Howie said, he managed to get so much done in terms of humanitarian work. He impressed many people from around the world, many people often that were not, that friendly with America, like Iran, for example, and also Fidel Castro particularly. Fidel Castro was like in awe of him when he visited Cuba. And, this was a man who transcended his sport, transcended his race, transcended, every little circumstance that he had went through. Like, I really feel like he lived a full life, and I would say definitely that, also, I would say he was definitely a good representative of his Muslim faith. He was one of the first American celebrities to become Muslim at a time when it was not very, very fashionable. And, even now in the last couple of years with, the many, struggles people have with the Islamic religion, he's been a very, very good beacon of the religion. And I would definitely think that he was not only a very good icon as an American Muslim, but he was an icon as a Muslim himself. And I would definitely feel that Allah would be smiling down on him. And it's just a tremendous loss in so many ways, not just to the sport of boxing, to African Americans, but to America and to the world. So that's all I have to say. And we hope Allah is with Muhammad Ali. Thank you.